Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm not lie, but it feels like ages. I don't know. The last couple days have been just like insanely busy, and I think like when I actually slow down to start stream, I'm like, okay, we're gonna stop for a second. We're gonna slow down. Hands are not super cooperative today, so we're gonna see how well we do. Let's see. Good morning, Don. Good morning, Wilcox. Good morning, Josephine. So I have the link for this book pinned up at the top of chat. It's also in the description. But I noticed this morning when I was double checking all the links, number one, the book is on sale right now. But number two, it has like a $3 and some odd coupon. So I have to pay a little bit more because of tax. But the flat cost for the book is coming out to like around $8. So if you have been wanting this book, now may be the time. So last night I was flipping through my books. I know we had talked briefly about doing somebody else and we weren't sure which illustrator, and one of the ones that was brought up was Maggie. Now I have 4 of these books. I've thought about doing a giveaway, but I know shipping gets complicated, but I've got them on the bookshelf behind me. But I was just like, and I think, yeah, this is the book that we've already done pages in before, so there's that one. This is a little bit bright. We're going to turn that down. Let's see. Kara, hello. Michelle, good morning. Hello, Christine. Hello. Oh, wait, I already said Dawn, but Dawn, you get a second hello. Anyway, so one of the cool things about this book, if you are unaware, there is, and I'm going to do this without, try to do this without doxing myself or anything. Maybe not. Okay, I'm not going to pull it up right now, and if I do, I'll pull it up off stream. But anyway, these books have a little QR code that will give you a reference for the Lime Blossom and the Angel Trumpet. Now, or Angel's Trumpet. What we're actually going to be working on today is the lime. There's going to be a lot of pencils involved. Normally, I would like do this with gouache because it's easier to layer on top, but we did paint for the last one. So hi Trey, hi Angela. And so we're doing pencils, so we're gonna have to think a little bit more about the order in which we put our darks and our lights, because I have an idea of what I want it to look like, right, Josephine? Pencils that we're using, we haven't used them in a while. They are the Black Widow pencils. Now, if you don't have these or are not familiar with these pencils, as far as their sets are concerned, are a little bit different than other full sets of pencils. So, traditionally, and I have the link for the Black Widow pencils. Hi, Callie. I have a link for the Black Widow pencils in the description, and what it's going to do is it's going to pull up the Amazon, and it will show like a bunch of Black Widow ones listed. But there are multiple sets. So we've got here, we'll zoom in a little bit here. We've got the Black Widow set. Hi, Callie. We have the Black Widow set, the Cobra set, the Scorpion set. These were kind of the original 3. And then we'll have the Monarch set, the Dark Tones, the Light Tones, and the Dragon set. So I don't know. I was going to look on Facebook last night, but I forgot to. I don't know if Albert has any plans. Albert is the gentleman who... Is he the founder? Basically, he's in charge of the Black Widow pencils, and he has a, good morning, Marcy. He has a Facebook page, which I think he keeps up pretty well and lets people know when there's new stuff. So if those of you that are familiar with the community and Black Widows, if you know if he's coming out with another set, let me know. You'll find if you've gotten yours in the last year or two, you might wonder why some of mine look different. So in subsequent sets like the Monarch and the Dragon, most of the pencils have the dipped ends. Good morning, Marilyn. Let's see. Oh, Marcy, say hi. You get another hello. Yeah, the Scorpion set one, yeah. And I will be letting you know which pencils we're using from which set, because I'm going to kind of be pulling everything from everything, because I have the full 180, which are all compiled into one chart here. So we're going to be kind of mixing and matching the sets. But if you are wanting to just get a singular set to try them out, honestly, I would recommend the Black Widow set, because it's got a good range. Like, it's got blacks. Like, this one doesn't have a black. The Scorpion set is okay. The darkest color it's got is the charcoal green. So yeah, if you were going to grab one set, I would say start with the Black Widow set. But, so I've got them all compiled. Right? All the greens, exactly. And we're going to be grabbing a lot of them because we are going to be going for, and I'm not so naive as to say, oh yes, I am an amazing artist that can do all things realistic. No, absolutely not. It takes my brain. I have to work much harder to figure out what order I want to go. I think, Callie, I think, and don't quote me on this. This is just what I've heard. I think that if you message him, I think you can do it open stock, but as far as like open stock in art stores, no. And I want to say he's based in Australia, so I don't know what that would mean for the shipping either. Hi, Kara. Oh wait, I said hi, you said this. Anyway, I can't talk. Okay, if I'm multiple hi, you guys, please don't hold against me. So I actually have a reference image here. I had a lime in the fridge downstairs. So this morning before I came on, it's a little bit darker for you guys. I can see it a little bit more clear on my phone, but I took a good lit picture. Again, it looks dark for you guys, but I took a good picture of a lime this morning, and this is going to be our reference photo. So if you've got a lime in the fridge and you're wanting to take a picture, then I say go for it. Okay, good. But one of the things when you are trying to make something look more on the hyper realistic trend, you need to look at it not as a whole. You need to kind of slow down, pick one section to look at and be like, okay, what does this part entail? Hang on, I'm going to pull out so I can zoom in. All right, so we are now up close and personal with this lime. Now, when you look at it this close, do you see a light green and a dark green? Because what I see is we've got this very light kind of toned down, almost grayed area here that's a reflection. Now I took a picture of this outside because I didn't want the light glare of inside. And the difference is, so this is an outside picture, right? The difference, I've got a whole section of like lime pictures here. The difference between that one and one that was taken indoors is and again, this is looking much higher contrast for you guys than it is in real life, is a significant reflection that we're getting from the indoor light. So if you want I guess, unlight affected, so we had another light there, picture, then I recommend taking your reference photos outside or find one, you know, online so you can reference it. But back to this one. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing a lot of speckles, like a lot of speckles. And that's because on the fruit itself, on the peel, it's not smooth. It is textured. Now, the little black dots that are on here, I think that's just discoloration on my particular lime, you know, because they're not perfectly green and smooth. So we may not mess with the black dots because it is smaller. It's not huge. But what we are going to focus on is some of these other colors where clearly this is well, in the picture, I guess it's a little bit grayed out. So we've got our darker green areas, and of course we've got this bright area here. We have the tip of the stem that's on here, but we don't have that. We don't have that on here. But of course we have a little bit of the pointed bottom of it. So we've got a lot of things to look at for colors. Even down at the bottom here, you've got this kind of slight reflection of the plate that I have it on. I chose a white plate because I wanted a non-busy background. But it is picking up some of the reflection on the plate because the plate is a ceramic and it's got a gloss on it. So it's going to reflect somewhat minimally, but including all of these reflections, see, we've got another one right over here. Including all of these reflections is what's going to help to give it depth. Now, again, we have a fairly small thing here. So really how you're seeing this lime is going to be more accurate to here versus something that's blown up. And this is something that I have to remind myself too when I'm drawing images, because I draw on my iPad because my hands shake too much to draw good lines. What's the word? Not digitally. Manually? No, I do it all. Anyway, you know what I mean. But the point is, it's hard for me because I'll zoom in on something when I'm drawing, and when I print it out, like the spots will end up being too small. And I'm like, well, that's just entirely too small. So it's like, yeah, we're focusing on all these details, but we also need to generalize it a little bit so that it will, you know, fit within this space. So what we're going to start with, because that's the other thing, is when I paint something and I want it to look semi-realistic, because freehand, maybe analog, that was the word I was looking for, analog versus digital. What you have to do is you can't just suddenly color this lime all in a green. You need to make sure that you're leaving out your highlight areas, because if you color your lime as dark as this is right here, it's going to be really hard to get this light spot. So when you're doing pencil, you need to plan ahead and be like, okay, this is where I want the reflections to be, because you can build layers. But it's a lot easier to build the color than it is to remove the color. Granted, you know, there are some erasers that can lift that, but it's not going to be 100%. Hi, Kenny. Your best idea to do is to plan out your colors ahead of time. So let's talk colors then. So you saw we've got a lot of dark greens. We got a little bit of glare here. So some of the ones I have grabbed already is opal green, and this one is from the Cobra set. Now it's a little bit of a blue green, but I want that in some of the darker areas. We're not going to do a ton of that, but it is going to be in there. The other one that I grabbed was Fang Green, which is from the Black Widow set. So let's see, it's green grass, Fang Green. Okay, so this one is from the Black Widow set. And again, if you have a newer one, yours isn't going to look exactly like mine. All of the newer pencils have the dipped ends. But I see no point in getting any newer sets until I use up my older sets. Zoom out a little bit so you can see. All right, so we have opal green and Fang Green. Opal green is from the Cobra set, and then we have Fang Green from the Black Widow set. Okay, then we're definitely going to want to include some of these, hi Durbin, some of these warmer greens, literally lime color. So we have Lime Fruit, go figure, from the Scorpion set number 29. I've said the sets, but I didn't say the numbers. Okay, so Opal Green is Cobra number 100. Fang Green is Black Widow number 9. Then we've got Lime Fruit number Scorpion 29. Okay, then I also chose Iceberg, which is from the Monarch set number 60. Then we have Green Grass from the Scorpion set number 82. And I don't know how far we're going to get today, but when you're doing something that's kind of hyper realistic, don't expect that it's going to be quick. It's going to take a little bit. Right, Josephine? Then we have Zombie from the Dragon set number 142, which is right somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's this one here. It's definitely a warm green. We've got Grass Blade from Dragon set number 144. Now, we've got a fair amount of colors. I do want to grab Iceberg because this is a cooler green that's going to allow us to get those reflections. So Iceberg, or did I already grab Iceberg? Oh, no, I did grab Iceberg. Okay, so let's also we have Lime Fruit. Let's get Calm Lime also. That's from the Dragon set. And if you are not a person that likes to grab a ton of colors, then this method will definitely not be for you, because we will be having many colors today. Many, many, many. Let's see. I don't want to do these greens. We might get... Now, Opal Green is darker than Wizard. Let's see. Did I get Washed Green? 108? I don't think I did. Okay, 108. Washed Green. In your head, absolutely. Zombie. Speaking of zombie, I don't know if any of you guys follow Howie the crab, but she got a new crab recently, and it's a zombie crab, and like people in the comments were singing it. It's hilarious. Anyway, totally off topic. So Washed Green, it's a very pale one, and I think let's get Olive Green. That's pretty warm, unless... Did we already grab that? I don't think so. That is from the Scorpion set number 62. Now, for me, it's a little bit easier because on the older sets, it's got the little scorpion symbol that's printed, so that's kind of easy for me to see. So, what did I say? It was the Olive Green Scorpion number 62. Ah, there it is. Okay, number 62. And let's also grab Apple, and that is from the Monarch set number 47. Hang on, I need to make sure that the music is on repeat there. There we go. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to move the case so that we can comfortably color without that case interfering. Words are hard. Okay, so we've got a few dark colors. We've got our light colors. We've got kind of our pale colors. Thanks, Josephine. Yeah, I know not all of my color charts are super up to date, but if you have all 180 Black Widow pencils, I really like to have all of my colors on one page because it allows me to see the tones a lot better when they're all next to each other. So if you want one, these are for download on my website for free. You can just go to, I think it's just download section. I should probably know that a little bit better. But if you also want them separately, there's also a separate one. But I really like having all of the colors next to one another so I can make sure that the color families are correct and everything. Because if you were to see a color by itself, it may not stand out whether or not it's warm or cool as easily as it would if they were all next to each other. Okay, so let's go and zoom in. We're going to start with this lime here, and then as long as we get this done, again, this is going to take a little while. So if you're new here and you're coming, you're like, my God, she talks so much. Why does she take so long? Because it is what it is. And I'm saying that because I've definitely gotten those comments before. So if you are looking for some quick tutorial you can do in 5 minutes, this is not the place for you. There are plenty of amazing colorists and tutorials online, so feel free to search. But this is not a quick process. This is going to be a slow one. Will we get only a lime and a half done today? And I say half because this one's cut in half. Very possibly. But if you want something done right, don't rush it. Take your time. I'm gonna go ahead and give these a quick sharpen. But yeah, so my parents are coming to visit in the next week or two. So if that, if we decide to change screen times at all, because I only get to see them a couple times a year, so I may hold off on streams while they're here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Currently this week, our oldest kitty has been having some issues, and we took her to the vet the other day, and she has to be pretty supervised while she's on some medicine. So if you hear any meowing, it's because she is disgruntled that she does not have the run of the house. But we did just get her a water fountain, which is really cool because it has an app that's tied with it. And so it tells me when she drinks water and how much water she's drinking, and it reminds me when it's time to change the filter and when the water's low. It's really handy. Love it, Michelle. See, it's never you guys that ever make comments. You guys are all wonderful. It's usually like people that I don't know their names. They've been here like once, and it's just like, all right, well, this clearly is not the place for you. Anyway, all right, so we're going to start on the lighter side probably. So we're going to have that one kind of, and you'll find that a lot of limes have this kind of yellow section because usually it's like where it's resting up against another fruit or a branch or whatever. No, Shannon. Well, I feel really bad because the stuff that she's experiencing, it's waterworks issues and everything, but it's not like traditional waterworks issues. These issues are brought on by stress. And as it turns out, she's got pretty significant arthritis. You know, pets don't talk. So until, we run tests or x-rays or whatever else, it's almost impossible to see what's going on with them. Now, she is like 90 in human years. So, I mean, she has definitely earned the right to, feel not so great. Not that you need to earn that, but you know what I mean. So anyway, so she's on some new medicine, which should hopefully change a lot of her stress because she won't be as, in as much pain. Like it's this whole thing. But we are working on a new routine for her that will hopefully level things out for her a little bit. Right, yeah, it was a Pet Libra one. We've done a fountain before, but it was really loud and we just were not happy with it. But part of her other issue is that although she has water readily available, she doesn't always drink as much as she should. And so the vet's like, you should get her a water fountain. Cats, they like moving water. So, and she did great. Like she's been drinking lots of water. The little app tells me when she's drinking it and how much. And I was like, well, this is very handy. You gotta love technology. Yeah, let me grab it. Always have to watch it. Yeah, so here, let me grab, I'd have one of the mods pull it up, but I just have it here on my previous orders. It was a little bit more expensive than, your standard one, but for her, given the fact that this is like medical for her, it seemed important to invest in a good one. There it is. But yeah, we really like Pet Libra. We've got their auto feeders and everything. The only thing is you need to have it sitting on a hard surface. We did have it on the carpet, but because it kind of made it lopsided, it kept like the readings weren't happening well, and they're like, the water thing is empty. I'm like, I literally just put a gallon in there. I think it's fine. And then once we put it on something hard, it worked. Okay, so we're going to start with lime fruit, and we are going to put my phone to sleep. We are going to map in our sections that we want for the lighter. So we're definitely gonna, I'm going to kind of just copy what I have for my reference picture. Now, normally if you get your, your picture online, if you are if you're copying from another artist or whatever, it's always nice to tag them in. But if you have your own personal reference photos, then, it's always handy. So I don't feel bad, copying the almost exact pattern that we have on this one. Oh, right. This is Pause a Cup. That's adorable. 18 on April 1st. Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing is we don't actually know when she was born. But we do know, we think we got her when she was about, how old? Like 6 months old, just based on her size alone. Where I put my, oh, there it is. And so we've had her for a very long time. And I'll be honest, I was a little concerned that we were starting to, did I get grub green? No, let's do apple. Given her age, I was really concerned that we were reaching in the issue she was having. I was like, are we at the point where we're at like end of life situation here? I mean, we're well aware that she's very old, but thankfully, so I'm using apple green from the Monarch set. Thankfully, the vet says she still has many years to go. So if we can get her pain under control, that is going to be great. So she'll go in for monthly arthritis shots, which I was just like, oh, Kitty, I feel for you. I understand. But it's kind of neat. So the vet said that she wants us to take a video of her the way she's walking now, and then we'll compare it to a video in like a month. And I'm going very light here, by the way. And with that, hopefully we can see that there's a significant improvement with like her gait and her mobility and everything. Brooke, hello. It really is. Drinking out of a cup that just spills on the floor. Yeah, well, Annie, she kind of looked at it, but she's not super thrilled with it yet. Paul checked it out. He likes it. So I know that because right now she's separated from the cat, so I know it's only her drinking in it. But later, it won't necessarily be exactly... we're using Iceberg right now. Won't be exactly her that's always drinking out of it. But for now, when she's kind of convalescing a little bit, I can kind of keep an eye and make sure that she's drinking plenty of water. Cleaning your bathroom, fun. That one was only $20 more than the one I bought. Yeah. Felt for 24 years. She was easily pushing 30, right? Well, and little Emily, she's old enough that, she knew we were taking her to the vet and she was very concerned. But, we were upfront and honest with her and everything. But she texted me after school and she's just like, is she okay? Like, I think she was afraid that she was like going to kick the bucket that day. And I was just like, honey, if it comes to that, like, it's something that we would discuss as a family and we'll bring her home. Like, we're not just going to make that decision without, discussing it as a family. Thankfully, though, it's not something we have to worry or think about at the moment. She'll just be on some medication now, which is pretty normal for elderly cats and everything. But yeah, she's not thrilled that she has to be separated. She wants the run of the house, but we have to keep a close eye on her, which is why she's in the other room here in the office. Did yours earlier? We really are. We really are. Oh, yeah. Hi, Linda. Well, and the kids have never known a day without her in it. So, God forbid the day comes, it's going to be a bit of an upheaval. All right, so again, we're just going very light right now. So that was Iceberg. So I think what we're going to start doing is we're going to grab our dark green, probably the opal green. I really should, like, if they do the, what am I thinking? The ones that we can order individually from Albert. I should do that for some of these because Fang Green is always, like, really short. I'm going to take my ring off. I hate this. Like, my hands are not, like, I can't wear my rings all the time because my hands are still acting up with the weather. Okay, so opal green, we're going to start putting in our little kind of dimples on it. Now, like, obviously there are a lot of dimples on this, but again, we're working with a smaller piece of fruit, and Maggie has already kind of drawn in some of the dibbles, so we're actually going to start with that. 3 elderly cats, yeah. See, Paul and Annie are like, we hardly ever have to take them to the vet. Now I'm just doing tiny little dots. We hardly ever have to take them to the vet, which is nice. But I know that, you know, as I'm going to add a few extra of mine. I know as they get older, that won't always be the case. You know, I had to get some stuff, or actually I was just getting this one thing at Petco yesterday. And I was in there, and, you know, if I'm in there and I don't, you know, have to immediately be somewhere, I like to go and like look at the pets or look at the fish tanks. First of all, there were some kitties in there. They were so cute, but I was just like, I literally can't right now. Like, we just paid $300 at the vet for the cat. Can't afford another cat. Anyway, but it was super, super cute. And then like I went over to the betta fish, and I'm like, oh, I could do a betta fish. Like, I always think I could do a pet when I'm in there. And then I remember that, like, I can barely remember to drink a full thing of water, let alone keep 3 cats, 2 tiny humans, and myself. Steve's on his own. Functioning at full capacity. And so I literally, like, you don't need a fish, Emily. You don't need a fish. Like, but it's so pretty. They're all in those little cups and sad. And you'd probably be in worse shape if they came home with you. Okay. 11 and 12, yeah. Right. And I've had a few. I've had a few in the past. Some passed, you know, for natural causes. You know, they don't live all the way. One, oh, it was just the worst. We had a cat, not a cat that we currently have. But he got to the fish. I thought it was in a safe place. We came home from a thing we were doing, and I'll tell you right now, clearly that fish was not in a safe place. Poor Steve. I know it. All right, we're going to go back to iceberg. And one of the things that you can notice in the area at the bottom where it has the lighter reflection is the lighter color kind of surrounds the divot. Oh, I love that. Right? They just, you know, send them when you need them. So we're going to do a little bit more of the iceberg around those divots. And this is what I mean by like not really being able to just lay down a flat color of green. Like, you're basically color blocking at the moment, but in small sections. You're getting those areas mapped out. So we're just kind of going around the outside of those dots. It's not going to be super noticeable. It'll be more noticeable when we add the darker green, which we are going to do here in a little bit. Okay. In fact, I think, well, maybe not the dots. Okay, let's see. We're going to go in with let's do the grass green. I don't want to go super dark yet. So we're going to grab the grass green, which is number 82 from the Scorpion set. Right? I know it. Like, hopefully we still have many years with her, but I don't foresee getting another pet anytime soon. All right, so green grass. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go in between the little dots to kind of shape the darker line portion. So we're not going to go right up next to the little dots. We're kind of going around and creating a bit of a perimeter. And we're going to do that also when we get closer in here, but it's like the divots will be shown by where the darker greens are and not necessarily by black dots. Like I said, with paint, this is a lot easier because you can lay down a lot of color, but with this way, with pencils, you have to kind of plan it out instead. In fact, to help us with our divots, we're going to grab some of this iceberg because that's the color that's going to be there. And we're going to add little circles here for it to work around. Let's see. We're going to have some lighter dots as we go up. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? The grass blade, lime fruit. Let's get the lime fruit, which is, let's see, that's apple. Lime fruit is number 29. That's wrong with me? Where is it? Okay, we got zombie, fang green, calm lime, iceberg, grass blade, olive green, lime fruit. There it is. Yeah, well, and I think part of it is because there hasn't been a new set out in a while, so it's not necessarily one that people think about all the time. And I do think that not having access to open stock definitely makes it a little less popular. So that's something to consider as well. Okay. And now we're going to go back to, what was it? Grass green that we were using. There we go, grass green. Okay, now we're going to continue to go around our little divots. If there's not enough space to go in between the little dots, I just stop and go the other direction. Some water here. Yeah, well, let's see, Kitty is probably, she's 18 or 19. But it is really nice. We've got a great vet that she takes the time to answer all the questions. Because like I said, we did chat a little bit because I was like, I'm really concerned. Like, are we reaching a point in time where we need to have a conversation? Just because her issues were happening more frequently. And it was a matter of we needed to get down to the root of what the issue was. So hopefully with this new medicine, she'll be able to get back to her old self a little bit. We have also established that she has either incredibly selective hearing or she has partially lost her hearing as well. Because like, one, it could be why she sleeps so deep because she's not disturbed by the noise in the house. But yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, pets are a real big part. Oh, by the way, I have the link for it for pre-order. Did you guys see that not only are we getting the new book in, what is it, August from Christine Caron? She is releasing another book called The Little Folk Coloring Book. I haven't looked at the dimensions. Like, I don't know if it's just fairies or if it literally will be a smaller version or what. But I do have the link for it in the description if you guys want to check it out. They really are. They really are. But she also, like, we cannot be, like, we're not even, like, talking to her directly, but we can, like, clap our hands or make a really loud noise, and her ears don't even, like, flip towards it. You know, sometimes if they hear something, like, their ears will flat or just, you know, briefly turn in the direction before they decide not to pay attention to it. And so she doesn't even do that. And we're like, yeah, her hearing may be gone. Okay, so now we're going to go in a little bit darker. Let's get our opal green. That's fang green. Actually, yeah, let's start with fang green. Okay, so now we're going to go a little bit heavier. Still going to go around the dimples. It may look like it has like freckles or chicken pox, but I swear by the time we're done, or at least I've got my fingers crossed, by the time we're done, it should look like a legit lime. Hi, Kim. How are you? But yeah, it has just been busy. That being said, I did take some time for myself, and I was working on a painting for the kind of gaming area in the house, which if you saw my stories, I finished that. It was a Minecraft themed one. Didn't take that long. It was pretty simple. The most time-consuming part was just the color mixing. But yeah, we've just had a lot of life stuff going on here, and my autoimmune stuff has not... Oh, there we go! Iridescent butterfly bead. Love it, Angela. Congratulations. My autoimmune stuff has really been acting up the last couple of days, and I think partially because I've been doing a lot of deep cleaning, and I think that my body's like, all right, we've done enough now. We're going to send you into a nice big old flare. And I'm like, oh, thanks. That's awesome. So yeah, I've been arguing with my body just a little bit. So think it's trying to tell me I need to slow down. Oh my gosh, I had the craziest dream last night. I don't even remember specifically, but I was like with a group of people, and for whatever reason, I decided to be like a giant bee to everyone. And I remember being really upset because everyone was mad at me because I was being so mean. And then I woke up. And I was feeling incredibly guilty when I woke up, given the fact that, you know, it's only a dream, but still I was like, why was I so mean? And yeah, you ever do that where like you dream so much and you wake up and you're like, oh dear God in heaven, what was all of that? It's just not me. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and grab opal green, and we're going to start to go a little bit darker. Now we're actually going to do our darker portion kind of here, because if you notice on the lime, the reflections on the side are a little bit lighter. Oh, for B? I thought I saw. Oh, why am I not seeing any of Dawn's post? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead. We got opal green, and we're going to go a little bit darker here. But the we can finally start watering the lawn again. So we've got that back on, which means I need to start doing some yard work. So I have a few things I need to do around the house that is on my list that I need to do, but I think I'm going to take it easy a little bit today so that I can build up enough strength and energy to get the yard work done tomorrow that I need to. It's just a lot easier in here when we mow, like in the morning. And Steve has seasonal allergies, so I just feel bad. And he's sneezing up a storm after he mows the lawn. So I've kind of adopted that as my job, but not that he does that willingly. But anyway, the point is, tomorrow I need to do a bunch of yard work. The weeds have sort of taken over because I kind of just didn't do any of it for winter, but all the grass is starting to come back to life after being, you know, dead. Well, not dead, dormant, all winter. So I need to do that. Yeah, the live chat. Okay. Here we go. We're getting a little bit darker. Like I said, I know it's slow, but if you want to get in as many color variations as we're doing, it's not exactly something that can be rushed. But it is officially spring here. I'm starting to see all the bluebonnets on the side of the road. We haven't really found a good bluebonnet. Actually, I take it back. There is a place that has tons of bluebonnets, but it's private property, and I drive past it all the time, and it's absolutely like gorgeous. They've got like rolling hills of bluebonnets, and it's just like, yes, please. Okay, let's go ahead and get did I get the grab green? Oh no, I got zombie. Let's go ahead and grab zombie. Mayhaps. All right, so zombie now, we're gonna go ahead and put up here. This is definitely more of that kind of yellow green, which is what we're going for. I'll go around these little divots a bit. There we go. I don't know if any of you are going to Suzanne's retreat, but I know that's coming up here pretty soon. Lots of plans in the making. Oh my gosh, if I lived closer, I would so be there. So that's what I need to do. I just need to get super rich and famous so that I can afford a summer house in the UK, because oh my gosh, I would so be doing that. But I'm hoping they'll share lots of pictures, because that sounds like it's going to be an absolute blast. I did briefly consider if that was something I wanted to try to pull together here, but I feel like kudos to Suzanne, because like I get super stressed just trying to like organize a colorathon, let alone a physical get together where you're dealing with all the logistics of that. Like, I'm good, man. I'm good. Extended couch. Ooh, pretzels, nice. So I haven't purchased anything off Diamond Art Club in a while. I also, there was some controversy stuff that's going on with, their relationships with illustrators and whatnot. But something did pop up in my email today, which definitely gave me pause. I went and looked for it, and I realized it really wasn't going to work with what I was doing with the decor. But they have like 5 Lord of the Rings diamond paintings. Shit. Are you in the second book? Yeah. It's gonna, not yet. Yeah, there's a lot that happens in the first book. It will all make sense. That being said, full disclosure, I reread it at least 3 or 4 times, and there's still stuff that I'm picking up on where I'm just like, oh, that makes so much more sense. I have to read Warbreaker first. Okay. Yeah, because there's like these little novellas that go in between. If I remember correctly, Warbreaker does have an integral character to Way of Kings, so it makes his storyline make a lot more sense. But yeah. The one book, I haven't had a ton of time to do Audible as much, but the one book that I have been listening to off and on, I'm going through it again, is the, what's it called? It's another Brandon Sanderson, but it's not connected to like his Way of Kings books at all. It is the, let's see, what's the series name? It's like, it's a complete, it doesn't take place in the Cosmere. It is the Skyward series. The Skyward series. That's what I've been listening to. Oh, very much so. It's definitely, I'm making no progress. Oh no, Rock and Wit, yeah. Yeah, I love Rock. Let's see, we're gonna do number 142. And Wit, I thought you might like Wit. Honestly, if I was physically reading Way of Kings, I probably wouldn't have been able to get through it. The only way I got through it was Audible. It is a trudge. It really is. Suzanne, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. But yeah, it is a bit of a trudge to get through. I would not have survived it without Michael Kramer and, oh fudge, I'm blanking on the female narrators, but yeah. But I do highly recommend the Skyward series. It follows the story of a girl, how can I phrase this so I don't give away any spoilers? There's still obviously fantasy elements to it. It's not like a romance one, like Brandon Sanderson doesn't really do a ton of romance. It touches on it a little bit, but it definitely has a unique storyline that is fun to follow. So if you need like a palate cleansing read, the Skyward series is real good. What happened? Kate Redding, thank you, Kara, thank you. Yeah, I was gonna say she's consistent through, like Michael Kramer and Kate Redding. They're consistent through most of his books. Okay, right now this lime is looking like it's got real bad acne, but I swear it's gonna get better. If I say it enough times, my body will agree with it, right? Or not body, brain. My brain. Okay, Fang Green. We're going to get things a little bit darker on the edge because although we're not removing the white lines, I kind of want to blend them a little bit. They also did Wheel of Time. They did, and that's partially because Brandon Sanderson actually helped to finish writing the Wheel of Time series. Robert Jordan was the main author, and then, yeah, Brandon Sanderson hopped in a little bit later to finish writing that. Drive me batty, yeah. I really did enjoy it, but like I said, the second reread also made a lot more sense. And the funny thing is I started listening to, I haven't listened to it in a while, but there was a podcast that I was listening to where they talk in depth about it. And this was after probably the 3rd or 4th reread. And they say things and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I never I never caught on to that. What are they talking about? And I'm like, oh, okay. Let's go ahead and grab Iceberg now. We're going to make this, we're going to press a little bit harder. Once we press harder, we're getting into some of the end of our blends here, but not quite yet. But I want to get that kind of cooler colored reflection down here at the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to go in with the, let's see, olive green actually, and that is Scorpion set number 62. Wait, are they really? No way, Peace. Okay, I love that so much. Did my palette cleanser throw in a glass? I want to go back to the Cosmere, so maybe I'll go with Audible. Honestly, Kim, I probably would have struggled had I not. And I think it's partially because you get the inflections. Total immersion. Yeah, exactly. Not reflections, inflections. Like it's easier to it's kind of like reading something text versus talking to someone on the phone. That's awesome. Yeah, it's great, honestly. I have Steve, let's see, we're going to do olive green. I have Steve reading Mistborn, but I don't think he's gotten through it yet. But he's gotten further than I initially got him to go through on the Audible anyways. So I'm hoping. All right, so olive green is what we're going with now. We're going to be, these dots aren't going to stay like white like this. We're building up to it. Read Corey's third book when it comes out on the 11th. That's right. No, she said that even the first one got on Audible. So I need to catch up with it. I know she messaged me about it, but it's just like, I haven't, yeah, the time commitment has been something else. And also like when I have not been feeling great, cause you know, my body's stupid. I'm just like, I cannot brain any of the brain things. Okay, so we are pressing a little bit harder with the olive green, but I think that with this color, along with the cool colors, it's starting to kind of, you know, come together. Skip the spice and still make it make sense. Yeah. That's what I think why I like the Skyward series too, because one, it's not super in depth where you don't have to like pay attention to all like the super little nuances and everything, but it is definitely a palette cleanser in that sense that I was just like, I need just a story. And I don't even know if the Skyward series would be considered like young adult fiction. There's no swearing and it's not like significantly violent at all. Let me put it this way. If I was listening to it in the car and the kids got in, I wouldn't need to quickly shut it off. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to get a black yet? Or do I want to saber? No, let's get the opal green. That's Fang green. That's opal green because I do want to go darker on this now. We're going to press a little bit harder. We probably will break out some of the black though. I don't know if my head's, you guys can see when I'm zoomed out. This is literally like how close. So you guys would be staring at the top of my head this whole time if it wasn't zoomed in. Yeah, honestly, like there have been times where I've been like, oh, you know, Audible, it's $15 a month. Like, I don't know if I can really, and I've stopped doing it, but I swear I have more consistently gone back to getting Audible than I have any other streaming service, like ever. Which really, even at $15 a month, with the price of some of these streaming companies, at least I don't get ads, even though I'm paying for it. Like, it's just great. And that's the thing is, even if you turn off, like if you turn off your, you know, you're not paying for Audible monthly, you could still listen to the books that you've already purchased. Oh, really? Okay, I'll have to well, I mean, I own most of his books now, but still. I had like a year where I went through and like any credits that I happened to have extra, like I was getting his like full series and everything. I haven't done too many of like, have I done? I think I have one or two dramatized adaptions of his books. I think mostly just like the smaller novellas because, you know, obviously the dramatizations still cost more usually than your standard. Okay, so I want to go in now with, let's do, I'm going to do Iceberg. What did I get? I got, we could do Grass Blade. Grass Blade could work. Did I get Cool? Actually, let's grab Cool Green. Free library app, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll have to look that one up. One Piece, do you have, is One Piece fine, or Piece, or one more piece, whatever you want to go by. Let's get the, what did I say? Cool Green. Do you have a favorite Sanderson book? I don't know if I have a favorite. I think it depends on like the kind of mood that I'm in. Carter, awesome. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat real quick. Okay, so yeah, Cool Green is what we're doing, and that is Monarch number 76. So right there. Oh, how do I like Black Widow on this paper? They're good. I mean, yeah, I mean the paper is more smooth, but yeah, they work just fine. Okay, we're actually going to do Cool Green over all of this now. And we are going to press a little bit harder, in fact. We're going to need to extend. I forgot to do the little tip there, so we'll need to do that also. And then we are going to adjust the shape of some of these lighter areas that we put down. And I think we'll probably break out some black as well, but let's do Calm Lime again. Dragon set number 143. Oathbringer, ooh, yeah. What did you think of the most recent release? I know a lot of people had a lot of feels about the ending of it, obviously without spoilers. I think just more than anything, I'm upset that it's going to take so long for us to find out what's going to happen with some of those characters. It's like, what do you mean it's going to be like 6 years? I forget how long exactly, but it's going to be a while before we get to the end of it. Let's see. Let's grab, do we grab Apple or Zombie? Yeah, definitely. Like I said, and it's kind of at that moment where you have to sort of slow down and like mentally make yourself like, okay, this is specifically like something that we're leaving. So I think what we're going to do now, because one of the other things, they are not perfect. It's hard for you guys to see here. Let's see, maybe I can lighten this. They are not perfect circles for it. If you were to look at the shape exactly, like they are darker circles, but it's almost like a semicircle. Oh, it's hard for you guys to see. It's almost like a semicircle where we're going to have this lighter area on the outside and then darker here. So we're going to work at making that a little bit more. It's not going to be light all the way around it. So let's go ahead and grab, this one is the Fang Green. Okay, I'm not going to joke for a second. I almost went. Yeah, he definitely stretched it out. I think I remember saying the last book, the most recent one, felt me like I was in a fever dream. It really is. You definitely have to retrain your brain for the darker areas. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we are going to go darker. And we're actually going to extend that darkness there. Yeah, I like that a lot better. So, and you kind of have to decide where your light is going to be coming from also. But doing those initial little circles helps you to kind of figure out exactly where you want everything to go. Okay, so anywhere where I left a little light circle, like a little light circle, we're filling in with some of this darker one to help it take shape. You know, So obviously I love the first Mistborn, and I tried to get into the second one, the Wax and Wayne series. I have all three, but I have now started it twice and kind of petered out around book 2. Like, I just couldn't get invested in the characters. I don't know what it is, but I was just like, I'm not really feeling this, and I move on. Like, there's not a lot of books that I just, what do they call it, DNF, where I just don't finish it. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, it's all right. Okay, it's coming along now. Oh, with fuchsia, nice. Books on where you were coloring, yeah, that's honestly like the best way, I feel like, to get through them. All right, so we're still using Fang Green, and I'm darkening up some areas. Not all of them, because I still want that slightly lighter area. But we're going to get in on this olive green here. Headphone came out. Yeah, it is on sale. If you guys missed it, I have the link up in the description, and it's on sale, but there's also a coupon. And so when you put that all together, unless you have to pay like tax for shipping or anything, this was actually, I think it comes out to be around $8. Okay, we're going to grab Saber. So as far as coloring books are concerned, it's really inexpensive. We're going to grab Saber, number 151 from the Dragon set, because there's some areas that I just really want to get darker. Bye, Dawn. Thanks, Kim. We still have quite a ways to go, because even, I know the picture looks darker to you guys, but we have, you know, this much darker spot here on the left. Oh, possibly. All right, so we have Saber now, which is one of the darker colors. It's definitely more of a blue color, but I want to start with this first instead of a black. We may end up grabbing a black anyway, but I want to grab this. So this section here can actually be pretty dark, and the divots don't actually show as much right about in this area. So that's what we're going to focus on. I want to try and leave some of the divots, but I want to see how dark we can get this. And what I think I might do, so that it's not like a completely cool color, is when we're done, I'm going to go over it with the olive green so we can still keep it dark, but bring in some of that warmness to it. Because, I mean, a lime really isn't a very cool colored fruit. It's more of a warm. Okay. There we go. I'm liking that now. All right, let's go in with our olive, which is number 62. Let's see, it's 144, 108. There's apple, olive green. Here we go. Scorpion number 62. Who's Becca? Yeah, this one has a peachy color. So yeah, her first one is a lavender one, and this one is the peachy color. Who is this, Becca? That's hilarious. I always, there have been a brief few moments where, like, I've meant to text Steve. If you're new, you don't know, Steve is my husband. And I've just been really glad that, because I've accidentally sent it to, like, my mother, or accidentally said the kids, or whatever. And I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't send him some sort of, you know, let's just say marital text, because that would be really embarrassing. That being said, I've told this story before. It was early morning. Steve had taken the kids to school and come back, and he was going to get ready and go to work. And I was on one of Tammy's lives. Tammy is based in Australia, so the time difference is pretty significant. And he came in and he was saying something about one of the doors, because we left like one door blaming on Dot to death. Anyway, it's something to do with doors. And I said something along the lines of, oh, you can just park in the garage. I left it unlocked. But I sent that in the live chat. And so there was definitely a running joke that that I was letting the milkman in versus Steve. I was like, I was so mortified. Because it's like I'll be in a live stream and you know how the little preview of the text comes up at the top of your phone? But I've already got like the chat open for the live stream that I'm in. And without thinking, I just start typing in the in the live chat and hit enter before I realize it. And I was like, oh my God. What you talking about, Willis? Hi, Connie. So, yeah, I've learned to definitely double check before I send anything that I'm not sending it in a live chat. All right, we're going to bring this darker olive green up here. Whoopsie. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Like, it's not an issue if I'm watching the live on my computer, but sometimes the texts just get away from you. It's rather hilarious. I told Steve what happened when he came in too. He thought that was hilarious. Let's see. I keep forgetting to continue this down. So we're actually going to make this fairly dark, and we're going to, maybe not saber. Let's go with fang green. There we go. I'll text my sister in Idaho saying I'm on my way instead of my son. She's just like, wait, what? Brian and Becca sitting in a tree, right? That's hilarious. Well, wait a minute. Is he calling you by like a pet name, like Babe or something? Like how does talk to text go from Shannon to Becca? Maybe trying to think. Like maybe if he was saying like Babe or Babe can I? Maybe that sounds like Becca in a way. I don't know, man. We might need to do some investigating. He never calls me Shannon. Oh, okay. That's fair. I don't usually call Steve by his name unless I'm trying to get his attention or something. In fact, it always seems weird when I call him by that name. It's usually like Hun or something. Oh, Angela, yes. Yeah, the clocks are off right now. So I think, when do you guys do your daylight savings, Angela? It's coming up soon, right? I know that it seems like more off than it usually is. All right, let's get the olive again. Or do I want olive? No, let's get apple. Sometimes I, yeah. Mangy Steve, yeah. We haven't quite got to Mangy Steve yet. Although, I'll save that for a day when, outside doing yard work, he comes in. Well, not that but something where he's doing something where he's looking a little rough and be like, it's Mangy Steve. Last Sunday in March. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we did ours, it was like a week or two ago, right? Yeah, there's definitely a big gap. But yeah, so we are an hour difference, I think. Like, let me see. Oh no, I'm not gonna pull it up right now. But yeah, if you go to, I like a time converter website, but yeah, so our times are just a little bit different. Or worst case scenario, I know I didn't post it earlier. I posted it last night when I scheduled the live. Usually, if you hit like the reminders, it should adjust for whatever time zone that you're in. Okay, I'm liking this. I think I'd like it better if the black lines were gone. So rather than focus too much on the reflections that are on the side, I want to add a little bit more darker green to the dark side. Because, dark side has cookies. But that's this weekend. Okay, cool. All right, so Saber number 151, we're going to darken up this side just a bit. Because I don't really like the look of these black lines next to it, so we're going to try, and I'm still kind of going around some of those divots so we can get those lighter areas. But since I've done it so dark now, I need to make sure that we keep that consistently going around. There we go. All right, and let's grab our olive green, which is the Scorpion number 62. Yeah, we haven't used this. We haven't used the Black Widows in a while, but I liked how many pencil, color options that we had. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. All right, let's grab our Fang Green. Shows local time. Yes, I believe so. All right, Fang Green. Pressing a little bit harder. Yeah, we got the first of the month coming up, so there'll be a new coloring page, although full disclosure, I have not finished it yet, so I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. So if you were a member, keep an eye out for that. And that also means if you haven't grabbed this month's, you should snag it before I swap it out for next month's. There we go. All right, now let's go ahead and go with Zombie. Let's see, that's Lime Fruit. Zombie is number 142. That's 143. 142. Here we go. Okay, definitely pressing a little bit harder. Yeah, I'm pleased with how this is looking. Oh, no shit. Oh, fun, Josephine. Let me know how you like it. Yeah, I was really surprised when I saw the price. I was like, well, hot dang, man, $8. I'd probably get a second copy if I didn't already have 4. But I had pre-ordered some, and there was some confusion when Maggie sent hers out to me. So yeah, we're using Cool Green now. But if you like florals, you'll definitely like it. I almost thought about going back to Johanna's, but given the fact that I have not been feeling well this week, I was like, I don't feel like definitely not tackling like a, let's see, I'm using Apple, a double page spread of nothing. And I almost thought an Enchanted Forest, but I kind of want to save doing an Enchanted Forest page till the 10th anniversary one comes out. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and grab Calm Lime, which is number 143. There we go. All right, Calm Lime. Run, Brian, run! Going over this just a bit because I want to make sure that those divots are filled in with that warmer green. Like I said, it's not exactly like a reference picture, but this is where we're kind of figuring out how things can work. Okay, let's go ahead and grab Olive Green. Where'd it go? It's Green Grass. Olive Green is number, let's see, Scorpion 60. That's right there. Okay. All right, so we're going to fill in these divots just a little bit more. No. Okay, now if we wanted to include just a little bit of an extra highlight, because erasers can lift a little bit, and that's if I didn't put my eraser in the other room. Maybe I did. Unless I've got it in my drawer here. Ah, this will work. This is a little mono eraser. Okay, so what we can do is I'm going to erase just a little bit. And this will erase enough that it's going to lift just enough to kind of help with a little bit of a reflection. And I'm kind of just doing spots here. Okay. Now let's grab the, let's see. Let's grab, actually we could grab the olive green again. And although I have like an image in mind of what I want to do, I am kind of just flying by the seat of my pants here. Like I look at it, go, okay, do I like this? And then I make changes if I need to. Okay. I'm pretty pleased with that, especially since we're not really removing any of the black lines. Thanks, Josephine. All right, so let's leave that for now. I may need to like look at it and come back, but since I'm not removing the black lines, I need to just get over that. So we may also add some, a little bit of like white gouache paint for highlights, but we're gonna go with this first. Now, to do that, I'm gonna grab, I do have an image. So, seeing those, oh, it's the blinds. Oh no, we're getting a reflection. So this is the image, reference image that I'm using. Obviously you can see the inside of the fruit is not like a bright green. It's more like a yellowish green. So we're gonna be grabbing colors like that. The outside is obviously gonna be green, and then we've got some like kind of cool green colors. And again, my picture's not showing up well on this thing. Yeah, it's super pale, exactly. So that is what we're gonna be focusing on first. Now, she doesn't exactly have an additional line drawn here, so we're gonna leave that up to a little bit of artistic interpretation. But we are gonna start with the fruit, and the white gouache is really gonna come in handy on the inside of the fruit because, you know, the inside of the fruit, it is wet, and you're seeing a few of those reflections. Thanks, Christine. And if I missed anyone coming in, I apologize. So, for the inside of the fruit, we're definitely going for a pale color. It's a little bit more yellow than it is green. So definitely poison, some antler, probably won't get washed green. So here's the thing. I'm kind of following the same thing that I follow when we're doing the outside. I'm going to lighten our screen here so hopefully you guys can see it just a little bit better. Okay, so what we have here is a little bit of variation on color. This spot, I'm going to use the pencil so I don't touch it with my finger. This spot is darker, the inside is lighter, but this here isn't a darker green color. It's going to be a darker brownish color, like a slightly, yeah, a little bit darker. So definitely some of the poison color. This is a very light green. The antler is in more of the yellow. I wish I had this up on my computer and I could like color drop it, but for that darker color, I'm thinking actually like green tea. Now it's a little bit yellower than I would like, but we may do it lightly and then layer over it. So we'll probably go ahead and bring in just a little bit of washed green, charcoal green, and that's a little too gray, Probably not leaf green. We're going to start lighter so that we don't make an oopsie, but yeah, we're going to go poison, antler, a little bit of washed green, and green tea, and we're going to start with that. Maybe a little bit of suede, possibly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely more of that yellow. So let's see. And I actually have this particular slice of lime kind of facing the same direction as this one. So we're going to follow the same kind of color idea that this image that I have. And again, these are all, if you have a lime at home, I would say, you know, maybe if you're about to eat it so it doesn't get wasted, you know, cut it open, snap a few pictures. Just, you know, try to get as, you know, indirect light so that you're not getting a lot of extra artificial glares or anything that you're not wanting to translate into it. Okay, so we are going to grab, the Poison and Antler, which are both from the Monarch set. Poison is number 84, Antler is number 119. So these two here, Poison and Antler, we already have washed green out. We're going to grab green tea, which is number 88 from the Monarch set. We're going to go ahead and grab suede just so we have it out. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but we'll see. Suede is number from the dark tone set. We're going to grab number 13. And that's the suede. So dark tone set does have, oh, here it is. So it is dipped, but the tone sets have a shorter dipped end than the newer, longer ones. Right? It really is. Okay, suede and is there any other, you know, brown fog, actually. And this one's going to be a little off the wall. We may not end up using it, but I keep coming back and looking at washed purple. I don't know why, but I want to have that on hand also. I just feel like it may work. So Washed Purple is from the Dark Tone set number 008. So Washed Purple, here we go. And then we'll grab the, what did I say? The Brown Fog, which is from the Light Tone set number 21. 21, Brown Fog. Here we go. No, that's fair. That's fair. I definitely have pencils I don't like either. It just feels different for everyone. Okay, so to go over it again, we've got the Antler Monarch number 119, Green Tea Monarch number 88, Suede Dark Tones number 13, Brown Fog Light Tones number 21, Dark Tones Washed Purple number 8, and Poison Monarch number 84. So mostly Monarch and the skin tone sets. I also don't know. Does anybody know so they used to be, well, not even if they are. I feel like I remember that they've changed it. So dark tones and light tones, I don't recall if they had like skin tone on it, but what's the name of those sets now? I feel like they changed it to make it a bit more PC. Sage are good to add to palettes. Yeah, definitely. And I really feel like some of the later sets really helped to fill some of the color gaps that I think they were needing. Because the unique colors, I do like them. They play well with other sets. Yes, I also agree. That being said, I do feel like the Monarch and Dragon Tone, the formula changed from the earlier ones. But he said it hasn't, but they just feel different. Okay, just giving these all a quick sharpen. Okie dokie. All right, let's zoom back in and we are going to work on this lime that's kind of facing up. Okay, so for this one, we are going to go over with an all over kind of color. And I think we'll start with the Antler pencil because that's the slightly warmer one. So let's see, that's Suede and Antler Monarch number 119. Crafter noted the Light Faster on sale for 56% off, but I still can't bring myself to buy them, and I think they're a lovely compliment to the Libbies, right? Oh, nice, Michelle. They still have the same name. Okay, I couldn't remember. Right? Is it on Amazon that they're on sale? I might need to look that up. Okay, are we zoomed in as far? Yes. Okay, so we're going to take the Antler, and we're just going to fill in. Yeah, that's a really good color for the inside of the lime. We're just focusing on the meat part of the fruit right now. We'll do the outside lines after we're done with this part. Okay. Not pressing super hard because we do have other layers that we're going to add on here. How are we doing on time anyway? 11:17, that's not bad. We only spent about an hour on that lime. I honestly thought that we would be spending the whole stream on the lime. Okay, so that's Antler. Now let's go with, I'm not going to go with Poison quite yet. What did we get for other ones? We got Brown Fog, Suede, and Washed Purple. Let's start with Suede, shall we? So not necessarily that each of them has a variation, but some of them do. So with the shapes that we have in here, we're just going to kind of roll with it. We'll go in with some of our green color, like the, what was it? The Poison in a little bit. This is all really light, but that's good. That's kind of what I intended. So like the picture that I took, I'm going to do darker on the right side of this part here. It's all a very light color, but like I said, it's a lot easier to add color later on than it is to take away. I mean, to a certain point, if you really press hard and you burnish out all of those, all of the texture to the paper, it does get harder to layer on top later. Right? Yeah, exactly. Selling 50% off, I bought them, right? You're fine, Michelle. You're doing just fine. Sorry, I was just making sure I didn't miss anything over there. Okay. So just nice, subtle color. Like I said, when we get our highlights on here eventually too, it'll also work out really nice. Okay, a little bit more there. All right, I do want to get a little bit of the green in here because it will help it to stand out just a little bit more. Let's see, washed green was number 108. We're gonna get just a little bit of that. Again, it's all very subtle. Just because my instinct says I really want green in on the fruit portion of it. And hey, it's our page, so we make the rules, right? And it's not a ton, but just enough to kind of help. Nothing? You saw nothing. Hey, look, chat. Oyster Arctic Blue and the greenish light bloomer fast. Love the deep rose. Yeah. We get an exclamation point snap in chat. Okay, we're gonna go in with that washed purple. I don't know why, but I really want to do it, and so we're gonna see how that works. Oh gosh, is Nightbot even working? Let's log in Nightbot. Sometimes I just need to log in for it to work. All right. There we go. Okay, let's try that again now. Maybe it'll work. All right, we're going to get a little bit of that washed purple. Just a little bit. Well, dang, Nightbot doesn't want to work at all. All right, I'll have to fiddle with that. Thanks, Nightbot. Okay. A little bit of that washed purple kind of on the edge here where it's going to be the darkest. Tell me that I do not need a backup set of my backup set of Light Fast. I think what you mean is you do need. Oh, there you go. No quilt score for Nightbot, seriously. Oh, I mean, yeah, what Kim said. Sorry. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let's do. Oh, my picture went to sleep. All right, there we go. Let's get a little bit of the green tea again. Bring in just a little bit more of that kind of warm color. Yeah, that's working out well. I really like that color combination. Dang it! I didn't do that again. Nothing. Allison, hello. Right, Marilyn? Okay. It's what I did with Prismacolors at one point. They had like a really good sale and I was like, yoinksies. Okay, we're going to leave the inside and leave it alone for just a bit. Sorry. My middle name is Enabler, Emily Enabler Illustrator. All right, let's go ahead and do the little whiter flesh of it. Do we want to do a cooler color? I feel like we should do a cooler color. Cat's eyes to blue. We could do poison with just a hint of iceberg. Let's do that. So let's see. Poison is 84 and iceberg. Here we go. Only 4 sets left. Oh, only 4 sets left. All right, let's go ahead and start with poison, and we're going to fill in this entire space here. Only 4 cents. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I am a horrible enabler. I mean, you definitely don't need it. Definitely don't. Now, a miniature goat. You might need that. Those are really cute. Thanks, Michelle. I tried the Posca pencils yet. I have 5 budget sets unopened because they're problem. I'm trying to convince myself I don't need them. I do have the Poscas. They're very soft. I think we did a thing recently with them, didn't we? Oh shoot. All right. So iceberg now, just a little bit. This lighter color flesh will stand out more once we have the darker part of the lime color, because in the image I have, the dark side of lime is actually really, really dark. Probably. But the mini goats are so cute. But I literally had to talk myself out of getting a beta fish the other day. By the time I got home, I was over it, and I was like, yeah, I don't need a fish. I don't need another thing to keep alive, but I sure wanted one in the moment. All right, so we're going to do green grass to begin with for this outside part. Maybe not fully, because we don't have to do it exactly like the picture. Green grass is the scorpion. There we go. Green grass number 82 from the scorpion set. Oh, you got good news. Congratulations, Michelle. That's amazing. That is awesome. Congrats. Don't you love it when you can see results and progress? That's got to be so encouraging. Congratulations. All right, so green grass, we're just filling in. It's not going to be the final color. Obviously, you know me. We're going to be adding a lot more. Okay. And then let's go in with the olive, which is number 62 from the scorpion set, olive green. Okay, we're going to go over that green grass. Okay. Okay, then we're going to grab the apple. There we go, from the Monarch set number 47. Press buy now. It's in your cart. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. All right, here's apple. Here we go. Okay, but now I want to go in darker, so let's grab saber. Opal green? Yeah, we'll do opal green. Okay, so we're going to grab some opal green. We'll still leave some for the texture, some little circles around these dots that she already had on here. Not perfectly solid. Okay, let's grab our olive green again. Oh, fun, Marilyn. Yeah, I do have Christine's, both of Christine's pre-ordered. There's so many good books coming out this year. Just going around some of those divots just a little bit. Oh, what was I saying though? There were Lord of the Rings. I know this was earlier, but I think I stopped mid thing. Diamond Art Club. They have Lord of the Rings themed diamond paintings. I know that there have been, some controversy and questionable practices coming out from them, and I honestly wouldn't have time to finish it anyway. In fact, you guys can see, I've got this here. Ugh, wow, that's really blown out. Anyway, I've got this here. It's a painting that I've theoretically been working on for ages, but I finally got the rest sketched out, and I'm hoping to work on that at some point. So I'd probably be better off spending my time doing an actual painting versus a diamond painting. But yeah, it's over here because I've been doing stuff. My gosh, that was so bright. It's because when I set up my camera the first time, it was overcast, and now the sun's come out. Let's see. Oh, you should get it. Gotcha. Nice, Michelle. That's awesome. Let's see. Let's grab the Fang Green. Oh, that's what we were using. Okay. We're going to get this a bit darker. Oh. So I'm not following any specific divots, but I'm definitely trying to give the outside of this lime a bit of a texture for sure. We may actually break out the black a little bit on here also. There you go, see? Aw, thanks, Josephine. Yeah, it's coming together. Well, I think when we're done with this slime, we'll go ahead and do some words on stream and call it for the day, because I'm still not feeling great. It's not that I'm sick, it's just autoimmune funsies. I told Steve that I'm just going to have to get to the point where I just accept the fact that I cannot do all the things that I used to be able to do. And I am more often than not going to have days where my body literally says, yeah, no, we're not doing anymore. You can stop now. And I go, oh, okay. All right. My blacks are getting real small, real fast. Oh, you know what? Actually, we'll do the gouache highlights before we call it a day on this. Okay, let's see. Let's do, yeah, we're going to do a little bit of black. It's real short, but I don't feel like getting out a pencil extender for it yet. I'm using the Black Widow ones. How are little ones? Little ones are doing good. No, yeah, it's fine, Kim. It's normal. Little ones are doing good. They got lots of school stuff going on, and yeah, my parents are coming to visit soon, so they're excited about that. We get to see them once or twice a year, so that is always a fun time. Plus, they're going to be here for my birthday, so that will be nice. All right, so we're just using a little bit of black right now. Yeah, and Josephine, it's hard for me too, which I know sounds silly, but like, because for so long, you know, especially when you're young too, like you see people that are older than you and they're struggling with whatever, and you just assume that like you're going to be fine forever with the, you know, naivete that is being young. And let's see, did my music stop? Oh no, it's going. And so like, it's even with food restrictions. Like, I wish I could just be the kind of person that goes to a bakery and says, hey, that donut looks good, and just grab one. You know, I used to at some point, but I'm just having to come to grips with the fact that there are going to be days where my body literally just says, yeah, nah, we're not doing this. And I just need to accept that. I need to stop arguing with it so much and being hard on myself for not being able to do the things that I want to do. Like, it's just, it is what it is. It's all genetics. It's not like I did anything wrong, but yeah, my body likes to not listen. Oh, thank you. Welcome. When's my birthday? About mid-April. I don't know. Maybe this year will be the year I tell you guys exactly which day it is. Yeah, what Shannon said. Yeah. I'll give you a hint though. I am very close to birthday twinsies with Johanna, which I think is just hilarious. I'm adding some of the black on here as well. I like how strong that color is. But yeah, so I just, you know, do what I can. And, you know, I'm very lucky that Steve, you know, I'm in a marriage where my husband is incredibly understanding that, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's him that's telling me, see, I'm using fingering. It's him that's telling me like, hey, by the way, you should probably not try to make your to-do list so big. And I'm like, but I need to do all the things, because he knows, even if I have a day where like I'm feeling good and I'm like, I can take on the world, I can do all the things, he will remind me, no matter how many times I roll my eyes and be like, it's fine, he will remind me. He's like, you're going to feel terrible tomorrow if you do this. And I say, it's fine. And then lo and behold, guess who feels terrible? It is not. No, it is not. And so, yeah. he knows me. He does. And so it's validating in a sense. It's validating in a sense that that like he's on board with me, like taking the time that I need so that I don't do too much in one day. You know, because I tend to get that ADHD hyperfixation where I'm like, oh, I got this big long list. I'm going to do all the things, which was the day before I did like massive deep cleans of like 3 different rooms in the house. And then lo and behold, I spent most of yesterday feeling terrible. And I'm like, oh, right. I probably should have backed off just a little bit. My chore list may have been a little ambitious. 111. Yeah, it's not bad. I think the most I have seen, or the cheapest I have seen Prismacolors, I think was 76. I think that was one. But Shannon got an amazing deal. What was it that you got for yours, Shannon? We're going to get washed green. Let's see, that's iceberg. Washed green. Here we go. We're going to use that a little bit on the fruit portion. Just to make sure we're getting a little bit of that kind of greenish color. There we go. Let's see, around the side, 43, right? Well, yeah, and to be fair, I haven't seen Prismas drop below $100 in I don't know how long, especially not in this economy. So, I mean, 111 is actually probably fairly decent for that. Let's see. We're actually going to grab leaf green. I think it's a very dark green, but we're going to go light. Or 20% off. There you go. Yeah, Blick messed up. Let's see. Yeah, 35. I wonder what the original price was supposed to be. But yeah, you were quick enough off the mark that you had already placed the order, and so they had to honor it, which is just amazing. Okie doke. I don't know why I wore my hair down today. It's getting warm. I should have put it in like a ponytail. I probably will after stream. Okay, so leaf green, number 58. We're going to do just a little bit on the flesh that's in between the fruit. Not a ton, because it is a very dark color. But just on the border a little bit so that we can kind of help separate it from that white part of the, you know, the fruit portion of it. The meat of the fruit. And then I feel like we probably could add just a little bit of shadow. So I know somebody mentioned charcoal green earlier. I think I'll go ahead and grab our Prismas under $100. Right? They weren't gonna, and boy, did folks blow their top. Yeah, it's not your fault that they messed it up. All right, charcoal green, number 49. There we go. Yeah, and I've been able to like grab singles and stuff. So I have a fair amount of backup from Prismacolor. Old school sets. I don't need Ooh, for someone in England. Nice. Okay, so we're going to grab a little bit of charcoal green, and I want to add just a little bit of shadow that we would get from the flower overlapping. Like I said, it's not going to look exactly like the reference photo that I took, but it will be enough that it'll look a little bit different. And then we're going to go in with those highlights. Let's get a little bit darker under here. This is the black. We're going to get a bit darker under this petal. Let's get just a little bit there. Okay, let's grab that. Which one? This is the charcoal. Actually, no, we're gonna grab our eraser. Actually, I put a little bit more on that than I would have liked. Okay, I'm pretty happy with it. And once we start adding in the other stuff, then we'll be able to add more shadows if we need to. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab our handy dandy little gouache thing here. Where did I put my little spritz bottle? I was just doing some painting, so I thought I had it out. Aha, there it is. Okie doke. So we're going to, get a fair amount of water. And this is just that permanent white, white gouache that we've talked about. Okay, and we are going to get a teeny tiny brush. Okay. How long have I been coloring? Today or since I picked up, like, I mean, I've been coloring my whole life, but if we're talking adult coloring in general, I picked up my first Johanna Basford book in, here, we'll zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing, in 2015. In 2015. So I did go to school a little bit for art, but a lot of the stuff that I do now, mostly self-taught. But I think because we've done the streaming, it's almost forced me to stick with it more often. Not forced in a bad way, but it has also made me aware of a lot more artists, and I learn a lot from what they do also. Oh, nice, Tracy. Bye, Kim. Thanks for being here. Becca's boyfriend. Cleaning all the 45 cupboards and drawers in my kitchen because they are being spray painted. Ooh, what color are you going with? Part of me has always wanted, like, if I had like a house to paint, like I'd want to do it crazy colors, but also like, I don't know if I would. All right. So we have our white. You could also use, you know, a paint pen or gel pen, but I am just using my white gouache, as we all know I enjoy using, and we're doing little, if I can stay inside the fruit, I'm doing a little bit of white for reflection. Not any, I'm not covering up the black lines or anything. I'm mostly just adding the white for reflections off of it. And we're going to do some on the lime on the bottom as well. Because, I mean, the inside of a lime is wet, and so it's going to pick up a fair amount of light glares. And I probably won't do it yet. I mean, I'm doing it a little bit now, but what I might do after it dries is go over those white marks a second time so they really kind of pop. But I feel like this is definitely a step I wouldn't want to skip. I really like what the reflections and highlights bring to the depth of it. So, what's up, Greg? There you go. Becca and Greg. I like it. So this is just a zero paintbrush, zero size round. Super tiny. I like me some tiny paintbrushes. But yeah, I'll probably go over it after it dries, because I know it's hard for you guys to see now, but it is there. It is there. Plus, since the colors are light enough, it doesn't stand out nearly as much as it will when it's on the green. But I'll definitely do a few layers to help it pop a little bit. Especially because I'm re-wetting dry paint, so it doesn't have as much pigment as it normally would. So if you're dealing with fresh paint, you are going to have a little bit different situation than I am. Which is why I tend to go over it a few times when we do it. Okay, all right, let's put a few on the lime here. Okay. Oh, my hands are not cooperating well today, so if I seem a little shaky, it's because I am. And actually, when these dry, I'll actually like kind of the subtle look that it gives it. We're going to add a few here as well. All right, so that is going to that's going to dry, and then I'll probably touch it up afterwards. And then because I feel like you guys can't see it too much now, maybe if I lower the darkness, yeah, a little bit. But I'm pleased with the direction that it's going. Like I said, I may add more to, once the paint is all dry, I may add more to make it stand out, because I feel like it's not quite as dark as it could be, but it's also competing with the black lines. So, well, I kind of have to see. I was coming out the doors even only 14 years old. Oh no. Yeah. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm just dabbing it a little bit just because I don't want it to be super bright. Subtle, all right? And then, like, we're going to do leaves and flowers. We'll probably dive into some of the flowers next time. And like I said, here, I'm gonna scan this off screen here because I don't think you guys can see it. Pull it up. Okay, so when you scan the barcode, it's going to come up with these and give you some color references. So there we go. So those are some color references for us. It'll pull it up. Each page has that QR code, so you can go ahead and scan that. So you guys we'll play a round of words on stream, I think. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, we'll keep working on this for next time too. How often are your live chats? Twice a week, Wednesdays, so Central Time. So you'll have to look up what time it is for your time. But Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time, unless something comes up, because I do have autoimmune issues, and I also have kids and cats. And so sometimes things get derailed just a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. But that's our goal, is we try to come on Wednesdays and Fridays. With the occasional, if there's like an event, we'll do an occasional stream. Let's see. Yeah, PST is 8 a.m. If you're Eastern, it's 10 or 11 a.m. I don't know what it is for UK at the moment. I know it's different. Sounds good. Aw, thanks everyone. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to pull up the games here. Fingers crossed it works today. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, Hobble, take your time, Yana. Rest up. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so, booking. 1 p.m., I believe. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Hopefully it will work. Hey, okay, it's working today. Nice. All right, so booking. Good luck. There we go. Bingo. What about oink? Nice. There is maybe booing. B-O-O. No, not E-E. B-O-O-I-N-G. Oh no, Josephine put in booing. Oh, you were still locked out. That's what it was. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. All right, so Nook, we've got 3 more 4-letter words and 1. Boing, very nice. Okay, so 3 more 4-letter words. What about boon? B-O-O-N. There we go. Knob. Oh, we got one more. Goon, nice. We cleared the board. Skip 5 levels. Very nice. Let's see. But just coon, short for a raccoon, like a coon hound. Oh, sorry. Oh, colon. Oh, volcano. Nice. Let's see. How about loca, like locomotive? Vocal, well done. Cool. Let's see. What about... Oh, oval, nice. So... Oh, what about just cool? C-O-O-L. There we go. All right, so 2 more 4-letter words. Clan, nice. What's that last one gonna be? Lone, nice. Just, ooh, look at us. Look at us go. Skip 5 levels. Let's see, Josephine, Durbin, and Linda. Well done. Okay, so there is a fake letter. The E's are going to be fine. I-N-G. Maybe seen? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so... Oh, what about genes? G-E-N-E-S. That means the L is the fake letter, so no L. There we go, genes. No L, so we've got seen, but there's 2 6-letter words. Genius. Oh, genies. I was thinking genius, but I was like, wait, that has a U. A genius, I am not. Well, in terms of that. Anyway, let's see. We got one more 5-letter word. What about S-E-I-N-E? Or S-I-E-N-E? Oh, no, that one's it. Okay. We're going to have another one that starts with G. Oh, geez. Okay, another one. Sign. And G-I-E-S, maybe? Throwing it out there. G-E-N-S, as in gens, like a next generation. Ah, Linda, nice. Dude, that's 5 for the last 3. That means we are up to level 16. Sue, One Piece, and Linda, well done. I was going to say Scotland, but that would be 2 hidden. Okay, so let's do L-O-C-K. Oh, no, nothing smaller than 5 letters. There has a hidden and a fake letter. What about tacos? Maybe it's a hidden S? Located. Okay, so locate. So it is a fake X and hidden E. Liz, well done. Let's see. So fake X and hidden E. Let's see. So we could do... Oh, coded. Yep. Decal. Cadet. Acted. Laced. Sorry, I keep yawning. I'm silent for a second. It's probably I'm doing that. It's been a really long week, guys. Let's see. Laced. Oh, what about collate? Collated. Maybe not. Maybe that has like 2 L's or 2 T's or something. Let's see. That one's gonna start with A, C. Cold. Okay, okay. 3 more 5-letter words. What about C-O-T-E-D? No. Loaded? Still, maybe skip 2 levels? Maybe? 2 levels. But that'll bring us up to level 18. Level 18. All right, Josephine, Durbin, and Sue, well done. Hidden letter and fake letter. What about dismay? Maybe it's hidden A? No. Oh, what about density? Density. There it is. Okay, so it is, there we are, Buzz Butterflies, nice. So it is a fake M and a hidden E. Fake M, hidden E. Oh, we could do Disney. I highly doubt it, though. The rest are all 5-letter words, so, what about, so fake M. Oh, Dines. Oh, Stein, nice. Deity. Oh, cited, S-I-T-E-D. Oh, I put that in too soon. Excited. Edits, nice. Oh, tides. 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 And there we go. Tides. Dense. What about dense? D-I-N-T-S. I don't know if that's a thing. Dense, maybe. Tides. Snide. Oh my gosh, we only need one more. One more. Just one more. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we were so close. It's like my brain stops working when we get to the end there. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. All right, well done though. Oh, and I forgot to say, overall winners were Josephine, Sue, and Durbin. Well done. There we go. All right, let's get our music back on. There we go. All right. Well, I'm pleased with how far we got. I think I want to add a little bit more color to the meat so that it stands out more from the inside flesh. It's a little too bright right now, especially now that we've added the reflections on it. But I think we're on the right track. I think it's going to look really cool when we're done. But yeah. Got a couple in me. Yay! We were doing so well. So well. All right, everyone. Well, I'm gonna head out. We should be live on Friday. I have noticed though, like more and more, my body just doesn't agree with me, or something happens with the kids. So, I'd like to make sure that we're still doing this twice a week, but please allow for, not that you guys are great. It's like the random people that come out for a little bit of grace if things just don't go according to plan. As they have been recently. I'm like, they're gonna think I'm flaky. I just feel terrible. Anyway, but we were doing okay today, so we went, and I want to keep going on this. So when we come back, we're gonna work on some of the blossoms and the leaves as well. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on Friday. Chat with you later. Bye.